Okay, so we're going to talk about measurement conversions because on our project next, or the week when we come back from break, we're going to be measuring and we're going to be making sure that our units match and such. So we need to make sure we can convert. We have two different types of units that we measure in. We have customary, miles, yards, feet, inches. These are the ones we use almost all the time. And then we have metric, which is millimeters, centimeters, meters, kilometers. Now, everybody got a smaller version of this formula chart in class today, so make sure that you're using it. There is a shortcut for you to remember metric units. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, where K is going to be kilo, like kilometer. Hecta, I believe, is H. We don't use that one very much. Deca, which is a form of 10. B right here, this is our base. This is going to be meters, liters, and grams. Deci, we use this one often. This is like a tenth. Centi, we use that one all the time. That's going to be 100th. And milli, like millimeters, that's going to be 1,000. And just like when we did decimals to percents and percents to decimals, we can use this to go back and forth. So we're going to do the front of meticulous measurement together, and then you are going to work on the back. So Smith family is driving to Las Vegas. The sign says it is 145 kilometers. How many meters is this? Okay, so this is your King Henry. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So meters is a base. This is where we want to end up, and we're at kilometers. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. So we got to write this, 145 kilometers. Here's the decimal. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. So that is going to be 145,000 meters. Now, if you want to use your formula chart, we can make a proportion. Here's our conversion. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. So those of you that like to do your proportions, this is another way you can do it. We have 145 kilometers. Those need to match. I'm going to put them on the top. So we're saying 145 times 1,000. Right? Placeholder, placeholder, placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. There you go. So the two different ways you can do that. Let's try number 2. Ethan lives at one end of Park Avenue, and Brian lives at the other end of the avenue. It is 5.8 kilometers from one end of Park Avenue to the other. If Ethan walks 2.79 kilometers towards Brian's house, how many more, tells us we're going to have to subtract, meters does he have to walk? So let's draw a little picture for this. So if it is, Ethan is at one end, okay, here is Park Avenue, and Brian is at the other end, and it tells us that Park Avenue is 5.8 kilometers. Ethan is going to walk towards Brian's house 2.79 kilometers. How many more does he need to walk? But we need to do this in meters. So we're going to have to do a couple things here first. First, we need to figure out how many kilometers this is. So we're going to have to subtract 5.8 minus 2.79. We know we subtract decimals, we have to line them up. So I'm going to need a 0 here. I'm going to have to borrow. So 10 minus 9 is 1, 7 minus 7 is 0, 5 minus 2 is 3. Now this is still in kilometers. We need to change this to meters. So again, kilometers to meters, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be 3010 meters. You can also create this proportion like we did before. A large can of soup contains 19 ounces. The serving is 8 ounces. How many cans did you buy if you want to serve 7 people? We cannot buy partial cans. So we're going to have to look and decide, well, if one serving is 8 ounces, and I need 7 servings because I have 7 people, how many ounces is that going to be? I can make a proportion there if I want, or I know I just need to do 8 times 7. So I need 56 ounces. Well, if each can is 19 ounces, I'm going to need to say 19 into 56. 19 does not go into 5. 19 goes into 56 3 times-ish. Because 19 times 3 is 27. That's 57. So that's, it would be 2 and a little bit more. But again, we can't have partial. So we're going to go with 3 cans. That gives us 1 ounce left over. Noah and Aaron wanted to have a contest to see which of their paper airplanes could fly the longest distance. Aaron's flew 4 meters. Be careful when they put your numbers as a word. And Noah's plane only flew 79 centimeters. I want you to notice that these units do not match. How much further, so that's a subtraction word, did Aaron's plane fly? So we have to make these both be either meters or both be centimeters. And we can use our King Henry. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, and we're at centimeters, and meters is going to be our base unit. So we can write 4 meters and 79 centimeters. So if you, I'm going to show you both ways. If you chose to make both of these meters, centimeters would be back 2. So this is 0.79 meters. And we can subtract 4 meters minus 0.79 meters. We're going to have to borrow 3.21 meters. Further, or if you wanted to do centimeters, meters to centimeters is 2 to the right. We could say 400 centimeters minus 79 centimeters. Again, you're going to borrow 321 further. And if you look, these are equivalent, right? Meters to centimeters is 1, 2, which would give us that 321. A container of strawberry ice cream holds 34 ounces. A container of chocolate is, oh, that's a fraction, but we can write it as a decimal, 3.5 pints. Okay, we have ounces and pints. This is a big deal. How much more ice cream does the chocolate container hold? So we're going to, there's that how much more, so that's a minus. So again, we can make them both pints or we can make them both ounces. If you go to your chart, 1 pint is 2 cups and 1 cup is 8 ounces. So if I need 2 cups, so I would have to do times 2. So if, let's write that out. So 1 pint is 2 cups and 1 cup is 8 ounces, right? I need 2 cups, so I would say 2 cups times 8 ounces. That's 16 ounces in 1 pint. So we have 3.5 pints. We can make a proportion here. Okay, I know that 1 pint is 16 ounces. So I'm going to multiply this. 3.5 times 16. This is 30. Here is 3, 18, 19, 20, 21. Don't forget your placeholder, 5 and 3. So 5, 6, 0. Move your decimal. So this is 56 ounces. Now we can subtract the 56 and the 34. To 22 ounces more. Ounces on this one's going to be a lot easier because making your ounces to a pint is a little bit, it's going to be a smaller number. The miller wants to bake a loaf of bread, but he doesn't have any flour. He decided he would, I think that's supposed to say grind, just enough for 18 loaves. If it takes 1 3/4 kilograms of flour for 2 loaves, how many grams, notice this is kilograms and they're asking about grams, will he need? So let's make a note. 2 loaves is equal to 1 3/4 is 0.75. We need 18 loaves. We can do a proportion here. We can also simplify this and say 1 and 9 if we wanted. I'm not going to do that though because we can find a unit rate. 2 doesn't go into 1. 2 goes into 17. 8 times, that's 16. 2 goes into 15. 7 times, don't forget to bring a 0. So this is 0.875 for 1 loaf. So if I want 18 loaves, then all I need to do, 0.875 times 18. So 40, carry the 4, 56 and 4 is 60. 64 and 6 is 70. Uh-oh, my lights went out. See if it gets brighter again. There we go. Placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 8 is 8. 0, 5, 7, 15. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget your decimal. So he will need, now this is kilograms. It's asking about grams. So if I go back to my King Henry, go back up here, grams is my base unit. So I went kilograms to grams. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3 to the right. So 15,750 grams. I would like you to try the back, and we will make sure we're good on measurement conversions before we start our project when we come back from break.